Hey guys, what's happening? In this video, I'm going to show you how to make money online in 2024 using the eBay dropshipping business model. We're going to power this whole business using SaleFreaks.com, which will be the engine for this business model. This will fully automate your eBay dropshipping business from A to Z. So not only does SaleFreaks.com source best-selling products, it actually lists them automatically onto your store. It manages the inventory, it monitors the price, and also can even fulfill every single order right from your supplier direct to your customer's doorstep, fully tracked and integrated with eBay. So we're going to show you how to do that. The beauty of SaleFreaks as well is that it has a 100% free dropshipping course that tells you everything you need to know inside out, from setting up your eBay accounts, adding your supplier accounts, your Amazon accounts, and also using all the automation techniques and tools that we have available for you, and everything else and more. So right at the top of SaleFreaks.com, you can see, click here, 100% free dropshipping course. This gives you all the free tools that you need to use the SaleFreaks software. There's also a lot of tutorial videos within SaleFreaks itself. And if you're watching this video, the likelihood is you found us on YouTube, and there's also a ton of extra content and tutorials and interviews, all things that are going to inspire you and help you run your eBay dropshipping business and make some money online. So sign up for the course, get through the course, and you're going to learn a lot about using SaleFreaks software. Once you're ready, sign up for our free 7-day trial. Sorry, it's not free. It's going to cost you $1. You're going to enter your card details in. You're going to sign up for SaleFreaks. You're going to sign up for a beginner's package. So with this business model, the perfect thing about it is it's a very low bar to an entry business model, in terms of it's very, very low skill to get involved. So you don't need to have really any prior knowledge of dropshipping. You don't have any prior knowledge of eBay or even how to use these softwares. Obviously, if you've used eBay in the past, you're going to have a big advantage. You're going to know the platform, but hopefully as you grow, you will learn the platform inside out anyway, and there's a lot of resources that are going to help you be able to do that. Okay, as you scale up, you're going to be able to list more items, and you can scale to bigger packages within SaleFreaks. Okay, so we want to start off with something that's cost effective for you until you're making money, and then you can scale up through our packages, you know, where you're going to have a much bigger package. And the beauty about this is it is a numbers game. The more you list, the more you sell, and the more money you will take home in your pocket. It's as simple as that. You need to have a lot of items listed in order to, you know, make a lot of money in this game. So later on down the line, you can think about multiple eBay accounts with you know, thousands of listings on each, where you're going to have a much higher percentage of sales and success. So once you sign up for your trial and get your SaleFreaks account operational and logged in, you will go onto the SaleFreaks platform, and you'll see a similar page to this where it's asking you to add your account. So this is where you add your eBay account to SaleFreaks. eBay is going to be our marketplace where items are going to be listed, where buyers are going to buy from. So we need to connect that to SaleFreaks, so SaleFreaks can talk to eBay and eBay can talk back to SaleFreaks, basically. Okay, so what we have to do is put our store name in. We need to provide SaleFreaks with a token. This is basically the connection, how we do everything with regards to listing items, pulling your orders through the SaleFreaks, and making all that automation happen. We need business policies. Also, we need to name those, and we need to make sure that they match our eBay accounts. So later on in the video, I'm going to show you how to create business policies, but you can name them first of all and then create them based on the names that you've given them here. I keep it really, really straightforward. Okay, so basically all I do is copy what we have here and just paste it straight into those boxes. And that's one thing ticked off. So the tracking method, tracking management settings, this basically means that we convert all the tracking from your supplier and upload it onto eBay using a third-party tracking company. It's either Aqualine or Blue Car Express. Blue Car Express do have a few more advanced features, but it's entirely up to yourself. We do offer both options. But right now, as a beginner, if you're new to dropshipping and you don't have a clue, I would just keep everything as default, and we'll advise you and you'll learn as you go along. You would pop your city and your country in here. So for me, it's Bangor, it's the UK, and this is going to be like the starting location of your postage, of your parcels, should I say. Okay, your store name has to be the username, so it's not the email that you use to log in. It is your username. It can be found on your main eBay page, like this one here. It's boxed in red, Midwest underscore supply. So you just need to copy that and paste it in there. So we're just going to pop in. We're going to pop in one of my store names. We're going to show you how to add that store to your SaleFreaks account. Okay. So you might be thinking, okay, wait a second, I actually don't have an eBay account. So if you're that person that doesn't have an eBay account, you're going to need to sign up for an eBay account. If you've already got an eBay account, you can skip to this little next section of the video. But if you're completely new, you don't have an eBay account, you're going to need to get one, okay? So what you can do is go on to ebay.co.uk, and where the sign in button is, there is a create an account link. Okay, so that'll give you the option to create an account. There's a personal account and there's a business account. Okay, if you're completely new and you don't have a business, you're not registered as a sole trader or anything yet, you don't have a limited company, you can sign up for a personal account. The kind of pros and cons of a personal, I'll give you them in a very quick rundown. A personal account will give you 1,000 free listings, so you don't pay any listing fees. You still would pay fees when you sell an item, but you can list up to 1,000 items in a month and not pay any fees for those. Now, a business account will give you much higher seller limits, but you'll need a store subscription. You'll have to pay subscription costs and listing costs and everything else. So if you're completely new and want to get started in the cheapest and easiest way possible, a personal account is probably the best bet. Later down the line, when you're starting to scale, especially past 1,000 listings, that's when you may wish to switch over to a business account. Now, if you've already got a personal eBay account or a business account, I would suggest you use what you have to start off with, okay, rather than complicate things. Okay, so again, super simple sign up process. You enter your name, you enter your email, you give yourself a password, and you create your personal account. Or you can continue with either of the three options below. You can sign up using Google Suite, Facebook, or Apple. It's a really straightforward process, okay? So once you have that done, you can then go back in to your SaleFreaks account and complete the setup of adding your eBay store. Now, it's worth noting, okay, and I'll put the link in the video, that we do have a guide. Before you start drop shipping, a lot of the time it is better to warm up the account. And what I mean by that is, if you can imagine you're a new person to eBay are going to have a little bit of a close eye on your account, okay? They want to see what they would describe as normal activity from a user, okay? So that normal activity would probably be, and from experience and what we've seen across thousands of people doing this business model and sellers on eBay and forums and whatever else, normal behavior tends to be someone signs up for an eBay account, they do a little bit of browsing, they probably don't buy something on their first day, maybe even on their first week. They certainly maybe don't even dip their toe into the whole nature of selling things on eBay. They kind of sign up, they do a bit of browsing, they might list something, but ultimately what you have to think about is appearing as a normal user. If you go on there and start listing hundreds of items, especially dropshipped items, that could raise suspicion for eBay. So I suggest open an account, and for the first 2 to 3 days, just have a look around the website, maybe even buy something, connect your card, buy something to your home address. That'll maybe get you some feedback from a buyer as well. Have a look around the settings, basically familiarize yourself with the platform, because realistically, once you get this business model going, you will be inside eBay every single day, whether it be doing customer service or product research or any of these things. You're going to be in eBay a lot. So it's a good idea to start understanding the platform, where everything is, how your settings are looking, and so on and so on. Okay, after maybe a couple of days, maybe even up to a week, buy some products, like I said, and then think about maybe listing some products. So the best thing to do, and the best thing to warm your account up and build trust with eBay, is find some, maybe unwanted gifts or old books from around your house and set them to list on a 99p starting auction, okay? Which basically means you list the item, and for 7 days, people get to bid on your item or not bid on your item, it depends. But if you start it at a very low price and it's something that you might think that might sell, that is the best way to warm up your account. So never list more than one item at the start, okay? Because if you're a new user to eBay, are you really going to be listing more than one item? It's unlikely, okay? Someone that's new and really, really green and knows very little about the platform is probably going to test the water. They're probably going to list an item, familiarize themselves with things, maybe even sell the item. And that's the best thing to do, okay? List the item, sell the item, post the item yourself with tracking information, and upload the tracking information on eBay. So that is the best possible thing you can do to get that account warmed up. After that, let things cool off a little bit. You know, give it a couple of days, maybe list another item, maybe buy a few other items. Basically, for those first couple of weeks, that is going to be so important, okay, as a new user. What you may even want to do is, you know, let the account just sit before doing anything else and start, you know, learning, you know, start going through the dropshipping course, start, you know, building up your knowledge of everything in the background. Because if you rush sometimes and be impatient, that's when you can have some problems. So take it all in and really just have some patience with that, and that will get you off to the best start. So back to SaleFreaks and adding our account on there. Okay, let's get connected to the non-API system. You should have your eBay account username and you should have your eBay account logged in and ready to go to follow these steps to connect your store. So just remember, once again, the eBay store name is the name that is on the eBay account as the username. It's not the user email address, okay? So what we want to do is just go ahead and type or copy and paste our eBay store name in there, and the next thing we need to do is we need to get our MIP token from eBay in order to connect the store correctly and allow SaleFreaks to do all the automation on its side. So you can click the little guideline link here, which will show you how to do that. Okay, so if we go to the guide, we can see we want to go to the feed schema page, which is in the MIP settings, and we want to make sure that we choose the eBay format and CSV file type and save changes, okay? So yours should look a little bit like this one, okay? So eBay format, CSV, and select type CSV, and then click on save changes. The next thing what we want to do is we want to make sure we have the correct shipping from address displayed, okay? Now that basically means is where we will have your start point as your parcel location and where you sell and fulfill your products from. Now, if you've just created a new eBay account, if you're on, or if you've sold on eBay before, the chances are this address is already going to be populated as your default address. So normally what happens is when you open an eBay account, you put your personal address in and it'll default to your dispatch address and also your return address as well. So what we want to do is we just want to go to this link here. And this will bring up that address, okay? So as you can see here, the dispatch address is on there. And we just want to take that third line. We want to take the city, the county, and the postcode. Or if you're in the USA, it'll be the city, the state, and the zip code, okay? So we want to take that one. And then we want to proceed to the next step, which is the channel management, okay? So depending on whether you're in the US or UK, just go on each one of those links. I think they're exactly the same anyway, apart from the ebay.com and .co.uk part. And I'm just going to go and pop that into my multi-login browser. And as you can see, I have mine already in here for eBay site UK default channel. Don't have my postage or payment policies in there, but you don't need to have that on that particular page. So let's just go ahead and check what we have to do next. So what we have to do next is click on the warehouse location and just make sure that all the details are correct. And I'm just going to go ahead and pre-populate those. And we need to fill out the warehouse location. So you've got your city, you've got your county, you've got your country, and you've got your postcode in there as well. Okay, perfect. So we just click on OK, and then we move on to the next step, which is generating the token. Okay, so again, depending on whether you're in the UK or the US or an international seller selling on ebay.com. Don't forget, most people that sell outside of the UK actually sell on ebay.com, even if they're not from the USA. So just bear that in mind. Okay, so the next one is generate the token. So what we'll see on this page here, just like shown in the pictures in the guide, we have a little generate token button. We can pretty much ignore the rest of any of this information because we're going to let SaleFreaks do all that behind the scenes. So what we want to do is highlight all of that. We want to copy it and we want to take that back across into our SaleFreaks account, and we're going to put our MIP token in there. Now, if you have already been dropshipping before, you'll understand what business policies are. I'll go through that in a separate section of the video, but right now we just want to keep it very simple. So what I suggest doing is naming your business policies exactly how they're shown on SaleFreaks here, and then they need to match exactly to your eBay account. Okay, so in order for SaleFreaks to match everything up, it needs to match 100%. And I'll show you how to create the business policies. If you already understand how to create business policies and put the information in there, that's absolutely fine. You don't need to watch that part of this video. You just need to connect your store, and that will be you done at this point. Choose your tracking management settings. You can also change these in your global settings afterwards, but I would suggest convert all to Blue Car Express, and then you want to put in your country, or sorry, your city and your country. So for me, it's Liverpool and it's UK for this particular account, and then all we need to do is click on Add Account. This text will probably be changed after you're watching this video, as it has now moved to an almost automated, faster system to upgrade and set up the account. So we just click on Add Account. Okay, so simple as that. That should be your account added to SaleFreaks. Now, it will take a couple of minutes to finalize the setup process. You can check to see the status of that in your My Accounts area, which will be on the dashboard at the very bottom. You'll see your eBay store name, you'll see the region that you're selling in, you'll see the token status. Okay, the token status will initially be set to setup, and once it's finalized, it will change from setup to active, and then you can start using your SaleFreaks account, just like you can see here. Okay, now it does initially say that it could take up to 24 to 48 hours. This should not be the case with this new quick method. It should literally be 5 to 10 minutes, and that should switch to active, and you'll be good to go. So you can see here the token status is active. We can see here our default supplier, which is always going to be Amazon. It just defaults to Amazon as our first supplier. And we can see over on the right hand side here we have add supplier. So if you wish to add and list to multiple different suppliers, which I highly recommend, you can do so over on the right hand side here. We add a supplier and we add a separate business policy for each of those suppliers. Well, some will be the same, some will be different. So the shipping policy tends to be the one that will change. Returns and payment policy will generally stay the same across all suppliers. So that leads me on to the eBay business policies. If you're an existing eBay user or you've dropshipped before and you're aware of business policies, you can skip through this part of the video. That'll be your eBay account set up and you'll be ready to list. If you're new, I would advise you to carry on watching and getting everything you need to set up your account. So what is a business policy? Whenever you create a listing, you'll need to choose a set of business policies. These are the payment, postage, and return details you specify to your buyers. So you can make the listing creation process and the management of any existing listings more efficient by creating policy templates that store your preference for each of these. So basically it means we're going to be creating hundreds, if not thousands of listings. This means you don't have to specify your postage dates, your return policies, and your payment method for each listing. It will just automatically use these defaults, which will be created within your business policies. So where do you find these? Up in the top left hand corner of your account, you will see a little arrow, a little drop down box. You can go down there and click on account settings, and then scroll to the bottom of the selling section here. Just fourth from the bottom is business policies, and it will look a little bit like this. So as you can see, I've created my policies just how it appears and how I've input on SaleFreaks when I've added my eBay account, and that's basically it. That's how you do it. Okay, so that's how they'll look after you've finished creating the policies. To create a policy, you just need to click on create policy over here on the left hand side, and you need to select each option. So we'll just run through a dummy version of this just to show you how it's done. Okay, so click on payment first of all, and we can see we can name our policy here, and I will just name this one payment policy. I just like to keep it really, really straightforward. We don't need any policy description really, and we would want to set this as our default policy. Now, there is only one type of payment you can receive, and that is through eBay's third-party payment processor. That's the only method you could use. So we just need to click on save, and our payments will come out to our bank account when we add a payment method in there. And anytime we make a sale or have an item listed, it will prompt you to add your payment details so you can receive payment. So if you've already done everything you should, i.e. listed products and sold products before on eBay, you won't need any introduction on that. It is really straightforward, but I will show you later in the video where you need to go to and have a look and see if that's all set up correctly. We always need to make sure require immediate payment when buyer uses buy now. So that basically means if they commit to buy, they must make the payment at that point. They cannot kind of leave it there and pay for it later or something. And then we never have cash on pickup selected. Once we're happy with that, we just click on save, and then that will take us back to this page where we can create the second policy, which is returns. So we click on returns. We can see a slightly different name here. We click on returns policy. We don't need a description really at all. We want to click accept returns. We want to have 30 days. We want to have buyer return postage paid, and we want to have accept international returns. So even though we don't sell internationally at the minute, we must select international returns just for the software to work correctly. And then we need to click on save. So again, that's that one done. Super, super straightforward. You can offer 60-day returns if you want. I know certainly Amazon as a supplier, will state that their returns are 30 days, but actually any retailer has a much longer extended period, especially if there's an issue with the item. So lastly is the postage policy, and this one's the most important one. So with this policy, obviously this will be very dependent on your supplier, okay? So if you're using Amazon Prime, you obviously have a quicker delivery date, whereas if you're using AliExpress or something where it was coming from further afield, you would need to make sure that that's meeting your buyer's expectation. So you can click on the drop-down box. That'll give you a number of options here. It'll be slightly different in the USA, but all the same applies when we're looking at, the amount of working days basically from when the person orders the item to when it's shipped to their doorstep, basically. Okay. So in most cases, what I would use is something like in-house logistics 48, which is 2 working days. And I would set a dispatch time of probably 1 or 2 working days at the most. So 2 working days gives you enough time for the order to come in and get it out and get your supplier to dispatch it. And then 2 working days for delivery. We always want to offer free postage and packaging here. And in order to get top rated seller status, we must specify an expedited shipping. And we can charge for that. So that would be, in this case, something that was 1 working day. Okay, so you can select let's say DHL, and you can charge anything up to £10 or $10 for that service. Now, this enables you to obtain cheaper fees and top rated seller status. So if you don't offer an expedited shipping, you cannot qualify for those extra benefits of being a top rated seller. Next, what you'll want to do here is create an exclusion list. Okay, now in the UK we don't ship to any of the domestic islands, because in a lot of cases there will be items that Amazon do not ship there. I assume it's pretty much the same in the USA. You want to basically stick to the kind of main states in the USA and kind of get rid of the islands. International. We can sell international. I'll explain a bit more about that later. I personally don't like selling anywhere outside of Europe. And if I'm selling from the UK, I definitely want to make sure America is off. I know they have a lot of issues with rights ownership and Vero and things like that. So I just don't like to get involved. Once we're happy with that, we can just click on apply, and that is us ready to save those settings. So just click on save, and that is us done with creating the business policies. And again, if you're having multiple suppliers, it is advised to have a different shipping policy that match your supplier. Okay, so if Amazon is 2 to 3 deliveries, and let's say Walmart, for example, is 3 or 4 days delivery, you basically want your suppliers' delivery times to match your business policies so that you're meeting your customers' expectations. There's no point in you telling the customer that it'll arrive next day if it's never going to arrive next day because of your retailer's shipping policies. And again, just to note, I err on the safe side of things for most of the time. Most of the time Amazon are going to ship the product out. It's going to take 1 to 2 days max for that item to come out, okay? But, let's say we have an issue and, or Amazon have a delay. It's better under promising and over delivering rather than the other way around. Now, you will get higher sell-through and faster sales if you have lower shipping policies, as in if you have less shipping days, less dispatch days, you will get sales faster because naturally people are going to click on the ones that are going to arrive to them fastest. But if it doesn't arrive within those specified times, then you're going to be fighting with angry customers. So there is a bit of a balance. Now, I would suggest keeping them high to start and then kind of assess when your items are coming out and take it from there. Or when you're doing product research, make sure you're selecting the items from the supplier that are coming with fastest delivery times. Because as we know, Amazon have various different shipping times on various different products, depending if they're fulfilled by merchant or which warehouse they're currently located in compared to where you're actually shipping the item to. So it is difficult to know. So it's better, like I say, to overestimate and the customer be happy to receive it well within their agreed time scale. So that's pretty much all for the shipping policies then.